Happy New Year's. It's 2018 and WWE is going to do their first show of the year tonight with Monday Night Raw, which takes place in Miami, Florida. And this is, again, an eventful show. I think it's one of the first shows they've done on New Year's Day. Last week was Christmas. It's the start of a new year. It's exciting. It's like a whole new chapter. Even though in wrestling and WWE, I consider like the new year to be WrestleMania to WrestleMania. So I guess we're still like in the last quarter of the year technically when you think about it with wrestling terms. But it is the new year. We'll see at Raw what happens on Raw. They have a lot of competition going up against the Rose Bowl, which is still on right now, and then you have the Sugar Bowl, which is huge. Alabama, Clemson, Perkery. And then next week you're gonna have the national championship. So they have a lot of competition. They're probably gonna get destroyed in the next 2 weeks. But the big Raw is obviously gonna be huge on January 22nd in New York, 25th anniversary. So see what happens here. So the show opens up. The first person we see in 2018 is the Goddess, and what a beautiful sight that was. Looking as gorgeous as she always does, as gorgeous as ever, just smoking hot. Alexa Bliss, she's complaining because it was announced earlier today. She's complaining to Kurt and she sees him in the hallway. She stops him that she has to wrestle Asuka tonight. You know, she thinks she shouldn't have to because Asuka assaulted her last week. She laid her out with a head kick. And she's also mad because if Asuka wins the Rumble, she faces her at Mania. So why does she have to keep wrestling her? And she thinks it's enough. Kurt kind of yells at her, says, "You're lucky it's not a title match yet." So I'm thinking what happens. Asuka, I'm sure, is going to destroy Alexa in this match. I think you might see Asuka and Alexa on the 25th anniversary. Asuka wins the title. Maybe Alexa's in the Rumble and Asuka's the champ. Could work like that. So Kurt comes out when he starts talking about the new year. He talks about the Royal Rumble, and he mentioned something significant. So everyone was wondering when they announce the Women's Royal Rumble, what's going to happen? Is it a Women's Royal Rumble? Is it really a Women's Royal Rumble? Is it going to be altered? No, it's 30 women, so it's going to be, it won't be an hour like the men's, but it's going to be long. That show is going to be long. And everyone goes over the top rope. So the champions are on it, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, unless Alexa or Charlotte loses the title. Those two are out. I think there's 19 women total on Raw and SmackDown. So what, 11 outsiders? Wow. We'll see how they pull that one off. So as Kurt's talking, he's interrupted by the Bar, and I don't really care what they have to say. They won a tag rematch. Jason Jordan comes out to booze, to chant Daddy's Boy at him. He's not doing well at all. And Kurt makes a match with him and Cesaro. He makes some remarks. Cesaro going to have to go to the dentist, which was horrible. Rollins comes out, and the fans start chanting Daddy's Boy at Jordan again. And Rollins is just horrible here. He's cringeworthy. He sucks on the mic. And now it's Jason Jordan and Cesaro with Rollins in Jordan's corner with Sheamus in the other corner. So Jason Jordan got the win with an assist from Rollins on the outside. Now Renee Young's interviewing Roman Reigns. Yeah, he's just talking to Joe. It's a quick promo. Bray Wyatt's out. Time to go to bed. You know, Bray, last year, the year started off like on a high streak. Bray Wyatt and Bayley had similar years in 2017. They had great beginnings. They both won championships. And then the last 2/3 of the year were fucking miserable. Like, they weren't just bad. They were miserable and nightmarish and just trash. And both their careers are in the shit right now, in the shitter. So anyway, Bray's out, continuing his feud with Matt Hardy. So sadly, Bray Wyatt's wrestling. He's wrestling Apollo Crews, who's out there with Titus O'Neil and blacked Dana Brooke. They did a spot at the end where they teased Apollo was going to win, but I didn't even fall for it once. I didn't even budge. Bray wins. So after the match, they go to Woken Matt Hardy, and they do this thing where there's a million screens on the Titantron, and he's doing the laugh. Hoo ah, hoo ah. I'm waiting for Brother Nero, and if we can get stuff at the compound, I think that would be a lot more entertaining, and maybe they can do that stuff again. So then they go to a backstage segment with Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. You see Nia Jax with a chicken soup container, and Enzo Amore is sick, and it sounds like she's getting the chicken soup for Enzo, and Alexa demands that she's there for her match, and Alexa and Nia, I guess, are going to end their friendship. Alexa gets mad. She tells Nia Jax to choose between her and Enzo. And Nia chooses Enzo. And then I guess the funny thing at the end was she says, "My chicken soup is getting cold." And yeah. Alexa gets mad and yells, "Has everyone lost their minds? Who the hell would ever choose Enzo Amore over Alexa Bliss?" I mean, even if you're a woman and you're straight, I mean, who the hell would rather be around Enzo and not be around Alexa? So anyway, Alexa Bliss and Asuka's next. I think Asuka's gonna crush her. So I just think it's incredible that Alexa Bliss is finally wrestling on Raw. She hasn't wrestled on Raw in so long. And she finally has a storyline, I guess, with Asuka. And I just have to point out, I'm sorry again, guys, Alexa's just so fucking hot. I think it's even hotter when she looks kind of scared or like she's backing away from her opponent, acting like a little, like a, being a coward. I think she looked incredible right now. The crowd, not the greatest. It's a South Beach crowd. It's Miami. Hey, they just go on the beach in the winter while everyone else is freezing. It's freezing out everywhere else, almost anywhere. So I don't know. Match isn't really much right now. So for the first ever women's match of 2018, which is supposed to be a big year for a woman, match was okay. I thought they gave Alexa Bliss some offense during the commercial. Then Asuka would eventually get the win, and the crowd was dead. That definitely hurt the match. But Asuka gets a clean win over the champ with an armbar. And one thing I've been noticing, she always wins with the armbar. She doesn't win with the Asuka lock anymore. I don't think that's by accident. I think the reason why she keeps winning with the armbar is because Asuka's going to beat Alexa Bliss for the title before WrestleMania, and Asuka's defending the title at WrestleMania against the armbar queen, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. That's where I think this is going. I think it's Asuka and Rousey at WrestleMania, and that's why I think she keeps winning with the armbar now. So now they go to a segment, a video package of Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe cut a really good promo in the back with Renee Young, and Renee Young was actually doing a really good job. Not really acknowledging, she's Ambrose's wife. Everyone knows it. She didn't say it out loud, but she looked like this is Samoa Joe. And then I love the line Joe put out, "I took Ambrose out. Now he's a stay-at-home husband living off of his wife's paycheck." And Renee sold it really well. Actually, I thought that was actually a really good part in the interview. Joe cut a really good promo. Now Braun Strowman is out. I don't know who he's wrestling. I just hope it's not Kane. So before the match, I showed this video promo by Bayley announcing she's entering the Women's Royal Rumble. Oh, and she's going to be hugging her way all the way to WrestleMania. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Wow. So Braun's facing Rhino. This is kind of like when Braun first debuted on Raw a couple years ago. They put him in there with a bunch of jobbers. Just doing that now again. So the match turned into a handicap match, and Braun won with the running power slam. And after the match, the crowd was just going nuts. They kept chanting one more time, so it just kept giving Slater and Rhino power slam after power slam after power slam. It was awesome. He is the biggest babyface in the company. It's such bullshit. He's not the top guy. This guy should be the top guy. He should be winning the Royal Rumble. He should be beating Brock Lesnar in the main event of WrestleMania. He should be the next guy. He should be the guy. Said Vince McMahon. Triple H they have chosen Roman Reigns. Hell or high water, he's their guy no matter what, even though Strowman is so much more over. And right after Strowman, that segment ended, he got that South Beach, Miami, Florida crowd off their asses, which is hard to do. And then they go backstage, and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. I want to change it to when I see those two on the same screen. And Jason Jordan comes, looks like a complete geek. That sucked. So backstage, they show Braun Strowman. He sees Kane in the hallway, and Kane wants to form an alliance. Braun says no. Oh, God, this is just brutal seeing Kane on TV now. Then they go backstage with Kurt Angle and Finn Balor, and Kurt's talking about the Women's Royal Rumble, and Balor announces to Kurt he's in the Royal Rumble match, and he announces in the 6-man tag, it's a throwaway match with against Elias and the Miz Taraj. He found two partners, it's Gallows and Anderson, so maybe they're the Balor Club now. Now Samoa Joe was out for the match against Roman Reigns. So they beat Samoa Joe clean in the ring on Raw. They beat him clean in the middle of the ring on Raw. Why? to Roman Reigns. I was thinking this is going to end in some kind of count-out, set up a rematch. Reigns wins again. Retains the Intercontinental title. Just fuck off. I'm not going to say anything else. We got a whole another year of this, another 2 years, another 3 years, who knows, but Roman Reigns is going to be their guy. It's the 1st of January. They say what happens in the first day of the year can happen the rest every other day in the year. Yeah, I think we know what's coming this year. This is going to be the Reigns year once again. And last year, he didn't even hold the title one day. This is going to be brutal. He's going to be champion for a while. He's going to win the main event of WrestleMania again, beating Brock. We're in for a long year, guys. So WWE obviously does a tease. They show Paul Heyman looking impressed, seeing Roman Reigns win the match. And he tells Kurt Angle this is going to be the year of the beast, and Strowman and Kane can't gang up on him and assault him. So, Absolution announces during the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. Who cares? They suck. Now, 2 cruiserweights are in the ring. Don't know who. Cruiserweights mean piss break. Yeah, so I read up what happened there. I guess Goldust came out and teamed with Cedric Alexander. They beat, Drew Gulak and Arya Daivari, so don't really care what happened. I actually read up some of the results. I actually missed the Sasha Banks promo. I know I love Sasha. How can I miss Sasha? She actually cut a decent promo, actually, about how her New Year's resolution was to win the Royal Rumble. No, Sasha was very simple. Just said she was a legit boss. The only thing I thought, seemed like it didn't bother me. Hers as much as Bayley's. That one just lines she had and Absolutions. Those ones weren't good. But of all the 3, I thought Sasha Banks had the best promo since the woman didn't have much other than Alexa and Asuka, and the rest of them didn't have much to do on the show. So your main event for the first ever Raw. Look, they're going up against a major football game. I understand. Maybe this will stop after football's over in a week. So there's only one more week of football. Maybe they can try again. But come on, this third hour just train wreck, throwaway stuff is bullshit. You have Finn Balor. Actually, before he had Elias in the ring, he cut the promo on John Cena. Miz Taraj comes out, and the main event, him teaming up with the Miz Taraj against Finn Balor, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows, and I just think for that, come on. Balor Club wins. We'll see what they do with that. I guess I had missed, Bo Dallas said Miz is back, so Miz is coming back next week. Alright, so now the big thing on the show is Brock Lesnar. It's the year of the beast. I guess he's probably going to challenge and talk about his match with Braun and Kane. Alright, so the final promo, Paul Heyman's cutting his basic promo, talking about how Braun can beat Kane and Kane can beat Braun. He's saying he really is emphasizing Brock's going to beat Kane. Lights go out, and then Kane's music plays, and he attacks Brock Lesnar, he chokeslams him, he lays him out, and then Brock gets back up, and the 2 of them are fighting. Brock attacks Kane. And they kind of did that Undertaker brawl they did a few years ago when they had the whole roster come up, but not nearly as much. But they had a lot of people coming out to stop it. They kind of played it up like that. A bunch of geek wrestlers, all the jobbers. So, it's Brock and Kane, fighting at the end of Raw in 2018. Kane in the main event segment in 2018. Well, hopefully this is better. This isn't the real omen for WWE in 2018, because I think we're in a lot of trouble. So, Monday Night Raw, not off to the best start. Did not care much for the show. Not a horrible show, but first ever show. The Miami crowd wasn't the greatest, but still, they could have done better. So, I guess this kind of felt like more of a throwaway, and I think the January 22nd, 25th anniversary of Raw is going to be huge, but it is the first ever Raw of the year. You want something special on the show, not the greatest show.